Last time on Trials of Mana.
Just come home. How was your day? Well, I walked into the neighbor's house.
They let me nap for an hour, but then told me I had to GTFO.
No, didn't have that problem. First bite of your cooking, I'm like, fire in the hole!
Episode 13, Class Change, The Power Within. Welcome back to Trials of Mana, everyone. In the last part, we met Dom Perry of the Cora Poker, and now we head back to Palo to get a boat. But first, we take on the enemies.
Little rabbits.
Silktails is these guys. They're pink rabbits. They're the big poofier kind.
See, that is one thing that I can't get on board with video games.
What?
So it's like the rabbits and then silktails, they look exactly the same. One is just a different color.
Oh, well, you know why they do that.
No.
It's reusing assets because, like, they're crunched for time or, like... So, I do it in RPG Maker. I'll have, like, a merman, and then I'll recolor him, and he'll be, like, the swamp lizard or something like that.
Yeah.
It's so I don't have to create an entirely new enemy. It's just a variant of the same enemy.
I know.
It's
why
very
wouldn't you just
common
call
in
it the same
RPGs.
thing then? Like...
Because it has different stats, so you don't want to be like, oh, hey, this is a fire rabbite or something. It's like, no, it's a more powerful one.
I don't know.
It can be confusing, but, like, I completely understand why it's done. Like, it's in a lot of video games, especially RPGs, because RPGs have so many enemies.
Yeah.
That they just, like, recolor or slightly redesign. Like, some games, like, they'll give you, like, a bat, and then they'll put the bat on fire, and that'll be, like, the fire bat.
But see, though, that's just it. It's fire bat.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. It's not a completely different name.
Okay.
Like, from rabbite to silktail. I don't know. I just...
See their tail? It's a little poofier. It's made of silk. Whereas I think the regular rabbits just have like the little powder puff. It's just tiny little attentions to detail. All right. Can't please them all.
I think I'm not a fan because people that are like hardcore fans, I'll be like, yeah, the rabbits, and they're like, idiot. And I'm just like, you're the fucking idiot. They look exactly the same.
No reason to be prejudiced towards the rabbite species. Just because they're a different color doesn't mean... Y'all look alike!
They do, though! So, like, just right there, those were rabbits.
Yeah.
They look exactly the same. Oh, but now it's a silktail and a rabbite. They look exactly the same!
Alright. Racist. I'm kidding.
Silly.
Speciest!
I'm a speciest.
You specious bastard! Haven't I taught you better? Shame. Alright, well, we're out of the forest, so we're probably not going to see that many silktails. We'll see new enemies. We'll see something brand new and fresh. Never before seen, ready to kill us. There we go.
See on the loading screen, is that a silktail or is it a rabbite? I don't know, because they look the same.
Maybe I should swap out the silhouette at the intro of our videos of the rabbite with the silktail. And be like, did you see what episode I changed it to a silktail? Did you? Because it's different.
Did you notice?
Did you notice the difference?
No, because there is no difference.
Alrighty. Anyway, off to Palo Port.
We're on a ship.
Yes, we are. We're sailing out.
Siege was weird.
Ah, Kevin.
I hate it when people make fun of me.
Oh, Charlotte. There's like two differences. It's like, oh, Kevin, you're adorable.
Oh,
Charlotte, you're just a pain in my ass. Oh, dear.
Sage was weird.
I mean, he sent them on a goose chase, so I don't blame Kevin. Being like, oh, you want to look for Dom Perry? Find him yourself, you stiff.
Just kidding, it was me the whole time.
Well,
Where are we going?
Well, we're gonna go back to the road and visit the Valkyrie once more.
The Amazons?
What did I call them?
The Valkyrie?
Oh.
They should be
They
Valkyrie.
should be the Valkyrie.
I was like,
But
wait,
no,
there's
they
a
are the
Valkyrie in
Amazon.
here?
I mean, they live in the mountains, so like,
Yeah. They're wind.
I think it was a mistranslation that they just kind of stuck with. Because you can change Reese's class to a Valkyrie.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, all right.
Because I played as a Valkyrie.
Dum, dum, dum.
See? Is it a rabbite? Is it a silktail? Who knows?
Well. Is that a mushroom or is that a mush boom or whatever the other mushroom's called?
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Oh, most enemies have at least another variant.
They are all the same.
They're all
See,
dead to me.
See, in my head, it doesn't make sense because you only run into certain ones in certain areas. So I feel like it would make sense that they would be more powerful in certain areas.
Okay.
So, and also as the game continues, they get higher levels. Like, it tells you what level they are. So why would you need a Needlebeak level 14 and then a Pinbeak level 18 to show that they're different stats?
So you just prefer, like, if it had the same name but a different level?
Yeah.
Like Needlebeak, level 14. Needlebeak, level 38.
And maybe the level 38 Needlebeaks are purple or something, you know. Then they can change the color just to switch it up a little because people get visually bored.
Okay.
Which I don't understand because this game is beautiful.
Yeah, well, this was a remake of a Super Nintendo game. So all of these variants were from the Super Nintendo
Yeah.
game. Every single one of them. I don't think there's any, like, exclusive. I think the DLC, not the DLC, the, like, after story, after the credits,
Yeah.
like the witch from the book and stuff like that, she's new. She wasn't in the original game. But apparently she ties into, like, Legend of Mana.
Okay.
So it was, like, to bridge it because, surprise, they later released Legend of Mana on the Switch. They did an HD remake to that one. So it was kind of cool that, like, this 3D remake had, like, a sub-story tying into a very important character of the next Mana game.
Right.
So, like, that's kind of neat. Spoilers. We'll get there.
Yeah, do you see what I mean? Like, they're all Needlebeaks.
Yeah.
They're all level 14. Why would you need to change the name just to change the stats when you just change their level?
I mean, in that aspect, you make a good point. But I'm not Japan. I'm not from Japan.
Yeah. Well, I just
I'm not
meant,
part of
like,
the committee.
Is it, like, from a game maker perspective versus someone who doesn't necessarily make games? I've only played them.
Yeah.
That, like, I just don't understand the necessity of it.
Yeah. See, I know when I make games in RPG Maker, and it's just like, well, I want a new enemy in this one, but I don't really have anything else to work with. I'll just use this guy, color him different, give him a different name, and give him different skills. Like, it's in Fantasy Forever. I'm trying to think of an example.
I know, like, you changed the slimes.
Yeah, the slimes. So, like, the one's regular slime, the other one's like an aqua ooze that has water spells, and the other one's like supposed to be living magma that has fire spells. So that's like 3 variants of the same enemy, but it's in different environments. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then I don't know why you wouldn't just call it, like, aqua slime instead of... You know what I mean?
Okay.
It just confuses me. Like,
Okay.
to me, that is a confusing aspect that seems unnecessarily confusing.
All right. I feel like you're just making a big deal out of something that's like very
Oh, no,
minor.
it's minimal. Like, it does not affect the game at all.
Okay.
Or how much fun it is to play the game at all.
Okay.
This is more from, like, a fandom issue.
Okay.
Where, like, because that was a big complaint in the Origami King,
Okay.
was there weren't any new enemies.
All
You
right.
fought the same things over and over and over again.
Okay.
And I'm like, to me, that didn't change the way that I felt about the game.
Okay.
You know?
Gotcha.
Whereas, like, compared to something like this where it's like, oh, well, we'll just slap a new name on it and there you go, brand new enemy. I'm sorry, but if it looks the same, it's not a brand new enemy to me.
Okay.
I'm very much like a visual person, so if
Gotcha.
it doesn't look different,
Okay.
then to me it's not a different enemy.
Okay.
But I think it's also because I don't really know anything about like stats and stuff. I just
Yeah.
kind of like mash buttons until I win.
Yeah, you don't know that like this one has greater defense.
Yeah.
This one is resistant to poison. Like
So,
there's so
like-
many other factors than just like a visual cue.
So whereas like because I'm super visual, to me it just doesn't make sense. But then you go into like a fandom to try and find information or something, and you say Rabbite, and they're like, oh, dumbass, and it's like, no, you don't get to do that. Because they look the same. Like,
I feel like you're hinting at an experience you shared.
I don't, not necessarily, no.
Okay.
No, it's just something that I've noticed.
Okay.
It's like, there'll be complaints.
So you're
that-
like me, you'll watch other comments and see people make mistakes and watch them get ridiculed and be like, boy, glad I didn't say
yeah,
anything.
that's why I don't comment on anything unless it's like a positive, like,
Same.
hey, great job.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not like going to put my opinion that is opposing or like an uncommon opinion because I just don't have the mentality to take it.
I have the mentality to take it. I just get exhausted after a while because like some fuckers will go on for goddamn ever.
See, I just don't because it's automatically like if you don't like something, you're stupid.
Whereas I'm just like, you always have the idiot that just wants to have the last word for the sake of having
and
the
I'm
last
just-
word.
It just isn't worth it. I'm like, this is a game. You know,
Yeah.
why are we fighting over? Like, if this is your entire life, I feel sad for you.
Okay.
You know, type thing. Like, if there's nothing else that brings you joy but being right about this one aspect of a game, I'm sorry. Because you're lacking something in your life.
I mean, and like not to draw conclusions, but like the customers that are like that do have something like
Oh, yeah,
wrong
there's
with
something
them,
wrong.
to where like they have to be right about everything. Every fun fact about a video,
Yeah.
everything about like the pricing, they just have to be right, and they take satisfaction in that. I'm just like,
Well, I've
well, you
just-
got to find happiness
Yeah,
somehow
I've
in your
just kind
life.
of moved beyond, like, it just isn't worth fighting over. Like, 2 + 2 is 5. Yep, you got it. That's right. Have a great day.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to stand here and argue with you as to why you're wrong and I'm right. It is not worth it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, it's mentally exhausting.
yeah, it's not worth the energy. But just from my own perspective on our channel,
Got it.
on this game.
So
that is
to
how I
tie
feel.
it all
Yeah.
back to the game, it's just why wouldn't you call it something different?
Yeah.
Because it looks the same, even if it feels different, acts different.
Well,
and
see, and that's the
its
thing.
stats are
I don't
different.
get that it feels or acts different.
Okay.
To me, they didn't feel different
Okay.
when I was fighting them.
Okay.
I used the same attacks. They had very similar, like, tells for when they were going to attack. So I just don't understand.
Okay.
What can I say?
Forest Rabbite, Desert Rabbite.
At the end of the day, it could just be laziness.
But no, like, I understand what you mean when there's a lack of assets and things like that, why they would do it. But
Well, it's the same, like, bringing it back to animation. How many Disney movies
They all
did they
look the
trace?
same.
Well, not only did they look the same, they traced frames to save both money and time.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a practice.
Well, I mean, there are animators that have said that about all of the new, like, CG animations. They use the same face and the same
Yep.
features and the same proportions for every single princess, and they just change the hair and the colors.
Yep.
It's the same face. It's
Yes,
it's
the same
all the
model.
Same. Like, and yeah, that's freaking annoying.
Right.
You know why? Because a little Polynesian girl isn't going to look like a little girl from Denmark. They
Right.
look different. Don't use the same goddamn face.
Oh man, I'm poisoned. Hang on, little cactus!
Oh, he's just watching from the sidelines with a big smile on his face.
He's
Hey,
just
you're
like,
dying!
just like, hey, those zombies seem to be ganging up on you. If only I had feet.
He does. Look at there's his little feet.
Yep. No, he's passive as hell. He'll be like just out of distance from danger and be like, "Hi, come find me."
I know.
And all the monsters will be like, "You want the cactus?
You know,
gotta
at least
go
he
through
doesn't.
us."
At least he doesn't walk away. You know how sad I would be if he, like, after a minute, he just like grew his little feet and just like teetered away.
That would be annoying.
I'd be like, no!
I hate
Well, Cactus, come back!
I hate mobile collectibles. Where it's just like, come get me, wee! Oh, you took too long. Ah.
I know.
I'm like, no. No, you don't.
You get back here right now. Little Cactus goes, sorry. Teeters back to you.
I'm telling you, there's just a lot of cute little characters in this game.
It really is.
Where, so this is very, now that you've played Ys and you understand, like, there's some similarities but differences,
Have to figure
do you
out
like
which
the
way
more
to move
cartoony
forward.
feel of this, or the kind of like pseudo-realism that Ys has, to where animals look like animals? You can look in that and be like, oh shit, that's a chameleon. That's a spider.
I don't think I have a preference.
Because like this has a very like anime feel, whereas Ys has an anime feel as well, but the environments definitely go for something a little more realism.
I wouldn't even say it's realism. I think it's just a different type of like, because you have the anime where it's like the gruesome, like almost overly armored, lots of really sharp, pointy things, and then you have like the character that has like animal ears, like.
Oh, okay.
So it's just different types of it.
Okay.
Um,
Because, like, of course,
I-
Ys is
I don't-
anime. It has a
yeah.
freaking anime opening at the
Yeah.
opening of the game.
like I don't think I necessarily have a preference.
Okay. I was just wondering if you liked this, like, cel-shaded look, where it looks kind of cartoony, or the style of Ys, which is not cel-shaded and has less of a cartoony feel.
I don't know. I think they're both really pretty.
Okay. So, out of the games you've
I
seen
like
so
the
far,
colorings of them both way better than some of the older games where it actually like hurts my eyes. Like the colors are just too bright.
okay.
Where it's like we have this field that you're running through and it's lime green, and I'm like, oh my god, my eyes are gonna melt out of my face. Whereas these have like you can tell you're in a field, but it's not lime green.
Yeah. There's different shades and gradients.
And just texture. Oh, you know, that's just what comes
Texture
with,
and lighting.
Yeah, with being a newer game, you know.
Yeah, proper lighting. Lights and shadows being rendered properly in newer games. Because I've mentioned this a couple times, in the older games, they used things like fogs and shadows to
Yeah.
hide, like, incomplete models or
Right.
just, like, things that looked
It
awkward.
was, to me, it was just the actual color saturation.
Okay.
So it's like this, the green isn't quite as bright.
Okay.
Like it has light areas, but for the most part, it's more of a toned down green color.
Right.
Whereas like some of the older games, like they are like the color of that pot,
Uh-huh.
but just solid green.
Okay.
Like there's nothing that breaks it up. So it actually is like disorienting.
And you're referring to Dragon Quest, right?
That's one of them. That's not
one
the
of them?
only one
Okay.
at all.
I'm just trying to
like
think.
Pokemon Snap does it,
Okay.
where it's just like solid color fields
Yep.
that are just really, really bright, like
Okay.
neon colors.
I got you.
Where I'm just like, wow, okay, that hurts a little.
Because I was thinking, and I was just like, Link's Awakening had
Yeah.
very bright colors, but that was a newer game as well.
But they also broke it up. So there,
Yeah.
it wasn't just a solid color field. There
Well,
were
no,
either,
like,
like
it
lines
had
or
such a nice
textures,
texture
yeah.
that they looked like toy models.
Yeah. So there was a texture to it that kind of breaks up the the solidity of that color,
Mm-hmm.
which makes it not as painful to look at.
Okay.
And I'm not talking like emotionally painful, like as
Right.
an artist, like, oh, that's painful to look at. Like, no, I mean like my eyes hurt.
Okay. It's just like a very like bright color
Yeah,
that it
but I
takes some
also,
getting adjusted to.
After going to the eye doctor, have learned that my eyes are just
Not that good.
going bad.
Join the club. I got astigmatism.
Yeah, I have astigmatism as well.
That's why I hate driving at night.
He basically told me I shouldn't be driving at night.
How the hell do you tell your boss that?
I know, like, I don't know how to be like, so listen, the eye doctor says that I shouldn't drive at night, so I can't ever close again. Unless it's in the summertime, when it stays light out until 10.
Yeah. Because like I'd say that, but they'd be like, well, we're letting you go.
Yeah. Well, because I mean, that's the thing. It's like
The only thing I can be is like, hey, can we like break it up? Can I like open some shifts, close others?
yeah.
Because I've noticed I've been closing a lot lately.
I went through the same thing of like I closed every single shift.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went for a while.
And, like, I
think
don't
this
mind the
week and-
shift, I'm
this
just
week
sick
and
of the
next
drive
week-
home.
Yeah, this week and next week, it's like I open all of my shifts and then I might close like once.
There you go. That accounts for something.
Yeah, but I really like the way that they're doing our mid shifts now. It's like mid shift A and mid shift B.
Okay.
So instead of working like from 11 to 8, you work like 11 to 4 and then 4:30 to 8. Like they're smaller shifts.
Okay. Or is that just because you have like a little lunch in between?
No, it's like you would get your 1 15-minute break and you would work your 4-hour shift, your 4 to 5 hour shift,
Oh, okay.
and then get to go home.
Oh, so 4:30 to 8 is someone else's shift.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like, so you can work either mid shift A, which is like 11 to 4, or mid shift B, which is like 4 to 8. So I really like that versus one person working 11 to 8, because that's a really long day.
Yes, it is. Believe you me, I've done it. I hate it. Trying to cheat, see if I can just get up here and grab that chest. Hug the little crevice. Come on.
You can do it.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, it's dark now. Nighttime.
Hang on. Stop everything. It's nighttime. Stop. It's nighttime.
Nighttime. Kevin's like, oh god, I'm afraid of the dark.
At night, I become a beast. I let loose those primal instincts.
There was a show, I think it was on the Disney Channel,
Okay.
probably in like the early 2010, era.
Go on.
My Babysitter is a Vampire,
Oh,
because I was
God.
watching that one as well.
Okay.
And there's an episode where they think the one guy is a werewolf. And he finally turns and he's just like a retriever. And he's just talking about like his killer instincts. He's like, you don't know what it's like to crave the flesh and the meat. And just like the way you think that he's gonna be like this gnarly beast. And then he's like chained up. And there's a little bull that says David and it's just like this little retriever.
That's funny. And that's a Disney show?
Yeah, I think so.
Huh. I've seen you watching it a couple times. It's very odd. I always like
Yeah, it's
cock
a-
an
it's a
eyebrow to
weird
be like,
one.
what the hell are you watching?
It's definitely a weird one.
Trying to ride the wind to get that little cactus.
Little cactus!
Little cactus, I'm coming for you!
Could you imagine what little cactus sees as Kevin is just like, ah! Like,
He's like, oh no.
he's like, I'm gonna die here.
I don't think he's afraid. He's like, go ahead, land on me. I'm a cactus. Like, what the fuck? Remember that video of the Amazon Prime guy?
Oh,
He just
like
kneels there and
backs
he's like,
into a
oh no.
cactus.
Oh no.
He's like, this is fine.
He drops off the package and then like
He,
leans
like-
back a little.
Well, he like bends over to set the package down, and his butt taps the cactus, and he gets little cactus needles in his butt, and he's just like, oh no, oh. And he's all on their security cameras.
Yep.
Oh god, that poor guy. Can you imagine what he would have had to go through as a delivery person? Be like, this is fine. This is okay.
I felt bad for him, and I felt bad for the other guy that like
Didn't put
puts
his
the
truck in park, and you
puts
see the truck roll down the street, and then like a second of nothing, and you see him booking it after.
It's exactly what I was referring to. Oh my god. A little fail army every couple days just
Really helps the mental health.
it really does. I highly recommend watching Fail Army. Cuz like even mentally Mitch can be counterproductive. We found out.
Yeah. I mean, I still love Mentally Mitch.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's his reactions are what like help me get through the things that I just like don't like.
Yeah, the
that I
catty
don't
remarks,
enjoy.
the very like punching down humor.
Because he's just like, come on, y'all, like, you gotta chill. And I'm just like, damn straight they do, Mitch. Like,
Don't be foolish, man.
I know. But, like, fail army I like, especially because no one dies. That's one of the stipulations.
Right.
So I'm not, like, watching someone's final moments.
Yeah.
Which to me feels wrong.
Yeah, we
But-
did have that conversation where you're just like, why is that even a thing? And I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't know. You're just like, that's awful. And
It
I'm
is
just
awful.
like, really? I find it interesting.
I just would hate for someone to, like, binge watch my last moments.
Yeah.
And, like, not that I have much family left, but for, like, my family to have to suffer through that of, like, my death going viral or
Yeah.
something like that. You know, it just, to me, it's just insensitive
'Cause,
to
like-
everyone involved that you're watching someone die for your enjoyment.
Yeah, it was this video of like this guy, I want to say in Turkey,
Yeah,
I think it was.
Steven said it was.
climbing a mountain. And like he makes this leap and he loses his footing
And he falls off the mountain.
and he falls, but like you see the footage captured from the news.
Yeah.
And it was like leaked footage. It was footage that the news has, but they're not going to broadcast.
Well, not only that, but it's like part of it was cell phone footage from the person he was with.
Right.
And I'm like, that person had to have uploaded it.
Yeah,
Like, someone isn't hacking into your phone to upload a video like that.
exactly.
Like, that's something you took upon yourself to put onto the internet. Like, why would you do that?
And like for me, I was just like, it's just kind of surreal to see like something go from like 0 to 100 to like it's just
Yeah.
a mountain climb,
Whereas
it's
I
just a
just
trip,
don't like that.
and then that's the end.
Yeah, I just don't like it. It's one thing to, like, read it in an article to be like, oh, man falls off mountain.
Yeah.
But to actually watch it, I just don't think that's right.
Okay.
It's one thing if it's, like, captured on the news, like, live footage, that shit you can't help. But, like, for someone to go and, like, upload it from their phone,
Okay.
I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Sylphid must be nearby.
Oh,
Wait one moment. I think these are fresh footprints. They appear to
Well,
be
all right
headed this
then.
direction. Let us check them out.
gotta. I don't know how you can shift the tone.
I
from
know,
that. I'm just thinking. I'm just like, well, on the one hand, the episode's almost over. On the other hand, do I just go like, so changing the class?
But this is a really cool part.
This
so
is like
anyone who's, like,
jangling the
watching,
keys in
yeah.
front. Look.
Look over here.
We're gonna
We
change
got
our
a little
class.
too deep.
Class.
Look over here.
So yeah, let's see which class we're going to do. We'll start with Kevin,
Cavalla ding dong.
and we can do like the light class or the dark class. So for Kevin, our choices are the monk or the brawler. I think I'm gonna go with the monk. A balanced warrior class, good at both healing magic and fighting. Monks can support both themselves and their allies during battle. Cause we're the monk.
Way better.
Hey, we're the monk. Remember Gallivant? Welcome to our abbey.
Okay, yeah.
I'm the bad one, but not so bad because I'm a monk. Hey, we're the monk. Weird Al Yankovic was in there. That was his
Okay.
cameo.
Weird Al. He's a weird dude.
Because we're the monks. Hey, we're the monks. I love the video he did. Did you ever see the movie Whiplash?
No.
It's about a school band and like the drummer and like it has, oh my god, what's his name? The State Farm guy. I almost said J. Jonah Jameson from Spider-Man, but who's the
Okay.
actor?
I don't know.
He voices Klaus.
You got me. I have no idea.
Well, we're a monk now.
Switching classes.
Why am I blanking on his name?
Klaus, like from American Dad?
No. Claus. The Claus movie. The one we saw. The Netflix one. J.K. Simmons, thank you. Oh my god.
I just
So yeah,
Googled it.
J.K. Simmons is the band director. And like the main character is like a drummer and like very strict. Ooh, priestess
I
and
can't
enchantress.
picture Charlotte being an enchantress.
A class for a fighting healer. In addition to healing, enchanters can learn magic attack. There are powerhouses that can take down enemies. Ooh.
I mean,
That's kind of cool
yeah,
though.
that does sound.
Yeah, let's try it. I want to see what dark magic she can conjure. I'm your defense against the dark arts, teacher.
I feel like she's just gonna show up with like dark eyeliner.
Could you imagine if Voldemort was latched on the back of Charlotte under all that hair? Harry Potter, there is no good and evil.
Who said
There
that?
is only power.
And then it's just Charlotte like, hi. Harry Potter.
But anyways, Weird Al did a parody of that where like he came in with like an accordion, and in the movie, J.K. Simmons throws a chair, and he's going like, "Well, what do you think I threw a chair at your head?" And Weird Al goes, "'Cause you're trying to win an Oscar."
Try to
So like they spliced in Weird Al with the actual movie.
Okay.
So like J.K. Simmons is not actually talking to Weird Al; he's
Okay.
talking to the kid.
Yeah.
But like it's funny how they spliced it together.
Come on, Reese. I don't remember what her first.
So
Yeah.
Valkyrie and Rune Maiden, both excellent choices. Like I love the design, I love the abilities, but I think I'm gonna go with the Valkyrie on this one.
Yeah, I think.
Strengthening support class Valkyries can boost to help their allies. So there we go. Now we're a true blue Valkyrie. Oh.
She still has her ribbon.
Yeah, it's around her gauntlet. No, that's really cool how like her mother's ribbon is incorporated into
Yeah.
every single design. Like that's just awesome.
See, it's just those little attention to details.
Mm-hmm. So there we go. Everyone changed their class. In the next part, we're going to see those classes in action.
Boom.
So yeah, in the
Boom,
next
chicka.
part, we're going to save Sylphid and take on another boss.
Dun dun dun.
See you next time.
Toodles.
Because we're the monks.